Welcome to The Road Ahead. Today we sat down with Mike Hara. You'll learn about some business ideas, some investing ideas, some of his keys to success, and overall business strategy.
Much like our business, teamwork and people is a key to success.
That stood out. We think you'll find it interesting.
All right, everybody, we're with Mike Hara. He's a really good customer of ours, businessman, investor, really good friend of my father and I's. And today we're going to talk a little bit about investing and business in general. And Mike, I wanted to ask you, how did you first become interested in investing?
Well, I had a business for many years, and when I finally started to put some money together, I realized that there was a place to, do something better than, have it in a CD. And my banks introduced me to a couple different people who today I'm partners with and been with them since the 90s. And my first investment was very scary for me because I never invested in anything. I did a little bit of stock market stuff, which I don't believe in. And ultimately, I do private equity. I do real estate today. And I'm very careful about what I do.
I think you said to me one time that your business was your investment and going outside of that was...
Yeah. You put your heart and soul into the business that you have, and that's what you build and grow with. And anything outside of that is what it is. It's an investment, and you have to have the time to really research the investments you're doing, so you could put some money to work in them. And I did some of that in the early 90s, and I did more and more and more. And now today, after I sold my business, I pretty much do that full time now.
So it's research, Mike?
It's research, but it's also being partners with the right people. I'm very, very selective of who I work with. I'm only with 2 or 3 different people that I invest with, and that's it. Your partners are key in investing. There's a lot of people out there that are looking for people to invest in their ideas and their businesses and stuff like that, but that's not what I do. I stick to the people that I work with. We find limited partnerships. We find different businesses that are for sale that people want to buy, and we try and improve upon them. And that's what we do, but I stay with the same group of people that I have been doing since the 90s.
What is the key, would you say, to that investment? Is it the product itself or the people or both?
Well, in real estate, the team I'm with are, I would say they're experts on real estate. So they know how to examine a building. They know how to examine the value of a building. It's mostly apartments. And we have apartments, we have medical buildings, but mostly apartments. And you research you look into you do your due diligence. What's the building? Is it rented? What are the rents? What is the income? What is the cost of the building? What is the condition of the building? And you spend probably 2 months of doing due diligence, and you come out with an answer of whether or not this is what you want. Does it have the potential of growing? Does it have the potential of growing in value as well as growing income with rents? And you have to be very careful what you do because there's a lot of stuff out there for sale. And the same thing with businesses. Everybody wants to sell their business today. Everybody wants big multiples, you start buying at big multiples, it's like you're going to be working for the next 10 years just to pay back what you paid for the business. So we kind of stay away from doing that. But I've been into various different businesses we've done, from garbage companies to pool companies to pest control companies, stuff like that. But real estate's one of my biggest investments.
With the Gibson's Restaurant Group, a lot of people say, like Kevin O'Leary, some of these other guys, that restaurant business isn't good to invest in, but yet you invest in Gibson's group. Like, could you tell me why?
Gibson's is probably the one and only restaurant that I would ever invest in. They are probably the best in the industry at running restaurants. They believe service and quality of food is the most important thing, aside from profits, really. They are dedicated to making sure the building, the physical restaurant is what it should be. And if they have to put money in to fix it, they will. but they strive for incredible quality of everything. The food is the same in every one of our restaurants. The service is the same in every one of our restaurants. And I would say to you that, and if somebody calls up and says something's wrong, we get to the bottom of it.
Mike, training has got to be a big part of what they do.
Big. We have a whole training department. Oh, it's a hard thing. And turnover. And when COVID hit, we had a lot of employees at Gibson's, and we lost all of them, and you only got back less than half that ever came back. The rest went on somewhere else, and now you're starting over. A lot of the old-timers are still there, and if you talk about the Rosemont, which is one of my favorite locations that we go to as a family, a lot of the waiters are the old-timers that we've been with for years. They know me. I walk in the door, not because I'm a part owner, just because I go there a lot, and I love being with them. It's like family for me. But the service and the food is always the same. We have the best French fries of any restaurant out there.
I agree.
But,
and the desserts.
Yeah, but if you look at the restaurants that are out there today, Capitol Grill just closed up in Old Orchard just now. Restaurants come and go. But thank God, Gibson's, hasn't, closed a place since inception. We're opening now one on Fulton Street that'll be open this October. It's called Gibson's Tavern. We're very excited about that. Gibson's Italia, which is on the river, is an amazing place to go. The surroundings, the view of the river. If we can sit outside, there's an outside bar downstairs that you can sit outside in the nice weather, obviously. Not when he's getting engaged.
I was going to say, I love that restaurant. Holds a special place in my heart. I proposed to my wife there, and you were a big part of helping make it special, so thank you.
Yeah, he got engaged when it was like 10 degrees outside and snowing and wanted to do pictures outside. But it's a gorgeous restaurant. But our restaurants they're booked up solid. They really are. People call me all the time, can you get me into Italia? Can you get me into Rush Street? All the time they're busy. Oak Brook is busy all the time. Consistency, yeah.
And it's a Chicago institution, too.
It is. Steve Lombardo Sr., when I met him, and it's going, God, I don't know how many years ago, it's over 25 years ago, I started investing in the first restaurant with them. And he lived on Rush Street. He lived in the restaurant. He was there from the time it opened up till the time, 7, 8 o'clock at night. He was there making sure everything. He knew every customer by name. It's an institution. It's not a typical thing. People open up a restaurant to make money. Obviously they're there to make money, but they're there with an idea that they're going to maintain what they're doing. So it's been an incredible thing. I love it. It's my favorite restaurant to go, and not because I'm part of it. It's where I like to go eat. So,
Mike, can you tell us a little bit about, if you'd share with us, you told me a little bit about your mail order business, but your journey in the mail order business, how you kind of climbed the ladder, and what were your keys to success in that world?
When I started out, we were basically about a dozen young kids working there after college, after school, in off hours. And just the founder of the company was there. When I started there, we were in a little post office downtown in Chicago, in the north side of Chicago. And we grew the business from, basically nothing into one of the biggest mail order companies in the country. And I would say the key to success is keeping your eye on the ball. But the most important thing that I found through life in my business was the people. That building a great organization of people. You don't run a company by yourself. You run it with really, really, really good people. Totally. And when I sold the company, which is now 7 years ago, and I had it for 48 years. I started in 1970 and sold it in 17. And when I sold it, my executive team had a 10-year of over 25 years. The head of my buying department was with me 44 years. The head of the warehouse operations was there 20 years. So almost every person on the executive team was there a long time. We had 300 people with a tenure of over 15 years. And we believed in the people. I believed in the people. They were like my family. Not one was related to me, but every one of them, I treated them like my family. I've been through their weddings, through babies being born, through, everything. And I would say that is one of the major keys to success. Obviously, build a business and all that, but having the right people who care, who are not there for a 9-to-5 job, is the key to success in a business. It really is.
I couldn't agree more. We were just talking
about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you guys are a lot of guys that have been around a long time in management, and they have to care about it as much as you do.
That's right.
Yes.
And it's something you got to find the right people to do that, because you're not there 24/7.
That's right.
We were open at 5 o'clock in the morning during the holidays, during Christmas holidays. We ran our warehouse 2 10-hour shifts shipping.
Demanding.
With over 1,000 people in one building on a shift. And the executive team, they took on the responsibility of making sure that everything ran well.
Because the logistics component of that's huge.
It's big. And hiring that many people during a season is a tough job. But we had we did a lot of things for the employees. We did celebrations, birthday celebrations every month for everybody. When you were there 15 years, everybody got a tag watch. When they were there 20 years, they got something else. When they were 25 years, they got something else. We celebrated their accomplishments with us because their accomplishments were my accomplishments. It's helped make the LTD so successful. So I've been very lucky to have a team like that. And I'm in touch with them now. In fact,
you have somebody that still works with you?
Yeah. My assistant has been with me 35 years. When I sold the company, she came with me.
Nice.
But
nice.
she started.
She's awesome.
She started when she was 18, and she won't admit it, but she's 53 now. But she won't tell anybody that. But yeah, she's been with me 35 years. Yeah,
that's loyalty, right?
Yeah,
it goes both ways.
It does. You have to be there for them, and they're there for you. It doesn't work one way. It does not. I never looked at somebody and said, I'm their boss. I work with them. I don't like when we went to different functions, somebody said, well, Mike, I want you to, this is my boss. No, I work with you. It's a big difference.
I agree. I always make a point to say this is my coworker.
Yeah. Yeah. Been to a lot of weddings, some funerals, unfortunately, but it's been an incredible journey, my business. It really was. I loved it. I loved every part of it.
How long did you do it for?
47 plus years. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. We our last building was in Bannockburn. We had 27 acres. Our corporate headquarters was in Bannockburn. We had 27 acres and almost 500,000 square feet. We had another building down in Naperville that was 700,000 square feet. We had a building down in Miami for a short period of time, but those were our two major operations. But imagine the amount of people you use. It was a time that no matter where I went, somebody says, LTD, oh, I know them.
Because wasn't it, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember being a kid in a grocery store and they had that little magazine that you'd check out before the grocery store as seen on TV. Wasn't that a lot of your
We did a lot, yeah.
products?
We didn't, our catalog was our own catalog. It was all LTD Commodities, Lakeside Collection. It was our own catalog. And it was sent out all over the country, mostly to businesses. So car dealerships would get it, banks, savings and loans. Our residential division was called Lakeside Collection. And but we did a big job at Asking on TV. If you saw the item, the Miracle Hose that they sold for $29.95, we sold it for the same brand from them for $14.95. Probably our funniest item we ever sold and was incredible was, do you remember Billy Bass Fish?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we sold $10 million of Billy Bass Fish. And it was $29.95 at Walgreens.
I had one. Remember when I was a kid, you'd wake me up with that? You'd press the button and the fish would talk to me.
That's how I got him up in the morning, Mike.
And then
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. And it was in the episode of The Sopranos too. I mean, it's pretty iconic.
It was
fish.
An unbelievable item. You couldn't even get it. I think we had 10,000 in stock, and I think we sold 100,000 in 30 days. And we only had 10,000, and then we finally started getting a lot of them. But like I say, Walgreens was selling a lot of Acid on TV. I don't think they do anymore. They were the big ones. And then the other big one that became was Bed Bath & Beyond became a big as seen on TV company also, that they promoted all the as seen on TVs. The items are miracle items, and they come and go so fast. They're like have a shelf life of like 6 months. I don't think Billy Bass Fish was here more than a year, and it was gone. But everything, Miracle Hose, they keep coming out with new versions, but they disappear. But some of the items really do work. They really are kind of unique. But I still like the guy who's selling the, what do you call it, the miracle paste that you can seal any kind of leak you got.
Oh, yeah.
And he builds a boat with it and goes out. And I'm not going out with that boat. I'm not sealing the bottom of my boat and going out for a ride.
Did you vet the products? How did you choose what products you put in your catalog?
Everything we did, we had a good-sized buying staff. Our buying staff went to shows all over the country as well as went overseas. And everything we did, they researched what were the best-selling items. They brought them back in. We test marketed everything we did. And we ran probably 6,000 tests a year of new products and probably ran 1,500 products a year. But everything we sold, our prices were better than anywhere else. Otherwise, we didn't sell it. You couldn't find our products at our prices anywhere else. We couldn't. Like I say, all the accident TV, we were half of anybody else. And it was pretty much everything like that. But when I started out, we sold nothing but tableware. Stainless steel tableware for $14.95 for 50 pieces. That's the only item we sold. And then over time, we migrated to more items. And then ultimately, we didn't even sell tableware anymore. We sold everything else: luggage, silverware, ornaments, books, children's, and some clothing. So a lot of electronics, a lot of toys, and a lot of Christmas items. But over time,
I'd imagine holidays was the big time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get a huge spike.
Our Christmas season was huge. Yeah.
How about Halloween? That seems to be.
Halloween is a flash in the pan. It's good. But you got to be so careful, because if you get caught with Halloween merchandise, you can't sell it till next year. So.
And it's dated.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, is you got to be real careful of dated merchandise too. That when you're selling dated stuff like calendars, that's it. They're gone 1 year, and then they sell them to a landfill. There's nothing you can do with them after that. So, they're very profitable, but you buy too little, you buy too much, it's a problem. But we sold everything you can imagine. We sold Precious Moments. I don't know if you know what that is.
I remember. Yep.
Yeah, that used to be a big item. There was one company that was so successful. It's called Inesco in Elk Grove Village. That was their big thing. And we sold a lot. And again, at half price, half of what any store would be at. We did a lot of Precious Moments, so.
If you had to give somebody investment advice, what's the key thing that you would give them as far as advice for investing?
You've got to examine the investment. And if you're looking for a grand slam, you're not investing. You're not investing. You've got to look at something that has a plan together. Like we're looking at a building, we're looking at the plan. What's the building going to do? What are the rents estimated to go up? What's the track record been up until now? If you're buying a business, you're looking at what has been the earnings over the last number of years. What hiccups have they had? What are you going to do with it in the future, to make it better? But if you're looking for something that you're going to put $1 into it, and tomorrow you think you're going to be worth $10,000, it's like Bitcoin, and there's a lot of people today chasing these things like Bitcoin. I'm not telling you that Bitcoin's not going to be $500,000 tomorrow. I don't own a Bitcoin, and I don't want one. But I know people that have had it, and they bought it at $75,000. They bought it at $80,000. It went up to $120,000. Now it's $59,000. That's not investing, in my opinion. That's gambling. That's gambling. I had one investment years ago. You wonder, where do you make your mistakes in life? Well, I gave somebody one day $35,000, and they had this projection that in 2 years I would have $1 million. I'm still looking for my 35,000. So those. Sometimes you do hit really good investments and you make a multiple of your money, but go watch Shark Tank. Go watch Shark Tank. There are some things in there that take off and become big, and a lot of things just disappear. But it's Somebody told me one day, like if you're talking to one of the brokerages, it says, we don't make millionaires, we make millionaires wealthier. To say that all of a sudden I want to make 10-fold my money, 20-fold my money. I mean, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen investments like that. And if they are, for every one you do, there's 10 you lose. And there's a thing called venture, and I'm into some of that, where you're investing in more startup companies. And to give you an example of venture, and it's not a place that somebody who's just looking to get investing should be in. Venture, basically, they'll buy the company, the fund will buy 10, 12 companies. 3 will go completely out. 3 might break even. 3 or 4 will make some money, and 1 might be really good. But you'll lose X number of businesses on the way. And it's a very, there was a time you should make 5-6 times your money, but even that doesn't exist anymore. I haven't seen that. But venture is not my thing that I want to do really going forward. I want to invest in solid plan businesses, whether it's buying an existing business or it's buying a real estate investment. It's what I really want to do going forward. And that's where I'm sticking to, what we're doing.
Awesome.
Drive free and save big all month long at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake during the Freedom to Save sales event. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with $250 lease payments on new Chevy models. With 1776 due at signing. With our huge selection, you're sure to find the perfect ride, but the deals won't last long and you won't want to miss these savings. So hurry into the Freedom to Save sales event at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or shop raychevrolet.com, serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
On select models, 24-month lease with approved credit to well-qualified buyers. 1776 due at signing plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year. Photo for illustration purposes only. See dealer for details. Offer expires July 31st, 2026.
So, Dad, we're coming up on our 35th anniversary at Ray Auto Group. Tell me, what do you think makes a team, a culture, and that importance in our business?
I've been fortunate. I've got examples in my life. One was Papa, and he was great at doing that and still is. But he established a culture, right, of family in my family. And he was able to carry that to the dealership. And when we opened up Fox Lake, and we started with, 18 people, it was people that cared. They had the makings of caring, and we showed care for them. And that's where it started. They came to work every day. They tried to do their best. We tried to train them, and we set goals. We try to hold people accountable to hit goals and help them get there, and help make them successful. And I think over the years, they felt that. We just had Dealer of the Year party yesterday, and which we celebrated with, I think we had almost 180 people there.
And not just our employees, but their spouses as well.
Well, that was a huge part of it, too, because the spouses are the ones that...
a lot of hours at the dealership.
That's right. And they kind of loan their... I said it yesterday. Mm-hmm. I don't know if... Mm-hmm. I said, thanks for loaning Ed Dembski. Ed celebrated 27 years, and we celebrated his retirement yesterday and appreciated all those years that he gave us. But he was a good example. He was almost there from the beginning.
Steady Eddie.
Steady Eddie, that's right. And he was a good example. Was there every day. Really cared about what we were trying to accomplish at the dealership, because he knew that if he put his all in, we'd show it back to him. And if he was successful, we'd be successful, and vice versa. And that's really, we have an advantage because we're there every day, you and I. And we're there every day. We try to say hello to as many people as we can that work for us. And we know it's tough, It's a tough business. Any business is tough, though.
Challenges in every business.
Challenges is right, and opportunities. And that's how we got to look at it. We all got to work. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's try to show that and show our appreciation. I said yesterday, in the few words that we spoke, is this was a love letter to them. That whole experience yesterday with 180 people and the employees and their spouses was a love letter to them.
It was a wedding, a dealership wedding, right?
Right. It was. And we had a lot of fun doing it, but I think they did too. And we had a great turnout. But those are moments to celebrate. But the everyday moments are there to celebrate too. They give up a lot, but we all got to work. This is something that we all have a career, and we can really help ourselves and our families, and it takes a team, and that's really team, family. We have a couple different goals, right? Customer satisfaction, make sure that everybody has a great experience, or as many people as we can. We're not perfect, but we try.
And showing that we care ultimately at the end of the day. I think that's the biggest thing.
You're right. And if we fall down, we get back up. We're not perfect. As I said earlier, we are not perfect. But if we make a mistake, or we aren't what they expect, our customers, our guests, we try to make it right. It's not that because nobody's perfect, and we're not going to be perfect. I don't expect anybody that works for us, with us, to be perfect. But as long as they can get up and try to make it right, and make it right for the customer, that's the other thing we really continue to try to do for our customers. And they know that's something that we value, and
they feel that, I think, when they come into the dealership too. Like, I think that one of the important things that we do, you and I were both Disney trained, right? And I grew up going to Disney World, right? That was a big, fun family vacation. Loved it, still love it to this day. And we always tried to model our dealerships like that Disney experience, right? As funny as that is to say. And I remember with our Google reviews, at one point we had a higher rating than Disney World. You remember that? We would say that. And that was something that I think is key, is first impressions are super important in the dealership. A good greeting, making people feel comfortable, and kind of empathizing. Hey, when some of these customers, when they come into either the sales department, service department, remember, some of them, they may not have a relationship or a guy yet, so it doesn't feel quite like home. But once it feels like home, that's what we aim for. We want our dealership to feel like home.
That's right. A place you can come. It's like your circle of trust. You have your doctors that you trust, maybe a lawyer, maybe an accountant, maybe a dentist, right? Those are all circles of trust and people that you go to. And we'd like to be in that circle. We try to earn that for your transportation. And that's kind of, the part of it is that our customers feel that. And, we're in charge of their transportation needs, their safety. If somebody comes into our service department, they've got to know that not only are they going to come in, let's just say for a simple oil change, which we'll do, but we also inspect it. We inspect that car. We send you a video. Everything is documented.
And transparent.
It's very transparent. And that's if I'm going to put my family in it, and I want to make sure that who's ever taking care of it is really watching out for that vehicle and for us, because I've got my most precious things on earth in that car. And that's really where the basis is of what we do, is really caring about the customer, as you said earlier. We try to communicate that, and we've got great people. That's the other part.
And all these departments work together too. I always say it's us being problem solvers when those problems do arise, like all of us working together. Parts, service, sales, finance, accounting, all of us working together. Customer satisfaction.
That's everything. People say, "Oh, you sell cars."
More than that.
It's way more than that. It's transportation needs, whether it's buying a car, selling a car, service needs, parts needs. That's what we're there for. We want to be your trusted source, and we work real hard at it. And our people along with us help to do that. We also we talk about a team. We promote from within. Promoting from within is a big kind of mantra at our store, as you know, right?
Oh yeah.
You're a good example.
100%.
You started out in all the departments. And
cleaning cars, stocking part shelves, service advisor, selling cars, sales management, finance. Yes.
It's important, though.
It is. You can understand each job and the challenges that go with it, so that when you're talking to your coworkers, they're like, "Hey, I'm having this issue," and then you can kind of relate back.
100%.
That's the thing.
100%. And they know you're speaking from not of somebody who hadn't done it. You walked in their shoes, and you have. But it's really, really, and I'm proud of you. But
Thanks.
It's really important that the people that we work with, there's nothing that we haven't done or not willing to do. And I
remember when Michael Jordan in the Last Dance said, "I wouldn't ask any of my teammates not to do what I wouldn't do." And that kind of resonated, I think, with me. And that's how I look at a lot of situations, as teamwork, and it's awesome.
You and I will be the first to admit we're not technicians,
right?
But we both wrote service, and we understand.
Hardest job in the dealership.
Oh, without a doubt.
Hardest job,
without a doubt. And they do a great job. Our advisors at our dealerships do. It's understanding what the customer needs are. And that goes back to the training, that goes back to the goal setting, that goes back to being transparent, that goes back to just the whole experience. And they know that if you try your best to satisfy, we're not perfect. And no vehicle is perfect, but we try our best to solve the issue. We're problem solvers. And that department, in part, it's maintenance, it's routine maintenance too, but it's also problem solving when an issue does come up. And they do a great job, but it's turning lemons into lemonade, because it's like going to the dentist sometimes. You're seeing the
You might have a cavity.
yeah. Oh, my tooth hurts. I don't want to be here. I know you're going to hurt me. And sometimes that's a pressure situation for people. But they understand their job and they know that they've got to work at resolving the issue and making the best of the worst situation that you can.
And even like in your home, right? Like over time, like some things are just, right, like wearable items, like they just need to be replaced.
That's right. That's true. They're machines. And but we want to deliver a great experience, and we're fortunate. We sell and service great brands, between all of them. And
we got a lot of good tenure with our team too. We've got a lot of technicians that if we combined all of their experience together, we'd have over 100 years of experience with the product. So that's part of our culture. What makes a good team is we really look for good technicians too, because that's a key part of the service experience in the life cycle of the car and our dealership. Ultimately, Dad, how many technicians when you first started the dealership that we have now to this day? Like a ton, right, when you started, right?
Yeah. You mean the number of?
Yeah, the number of.
Ray, I think we started with 6, and now we're almost 30 or maybe more.
But some of them have been with us 2 decades.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And, they're really good people too. You've seen it. They'll have their head under some other person's car that's working on another vehicle to try to help solve that problem, to come up with a solution, like we were talking about earlier, solution and problem solving.
I've seen them come out and talk to customers too with the advisor. That's pretty cool.
It's great. Ray, I'm embarrassed to say, when I started, they were called wrenches and, mechanics. They're technicians now. They go to school. These people that work with us, we're very fortunate because they're very good at what they do, and they're the top of the tops. We got many world-class technicians. In Chevy's language, they're called world-class technicians. Master techs, we've got a bunch of those. And on the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram side, we have a lot of level 3. That's the top. And we have, I think everybody in the whole shop is level 3.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
So not too many Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram stores in the area have that, but we do.
And, speaking of that, we talked about it a little bit yesterday's employee get-together, but, the team leader, the department leader is absolutely key to that.
Speed of the team, speed of the leader, right? We say that all the time.
That's right. They have to want to get these people trained. They have to be willing to take them out of production for the week or for the day or whatever, and put that person in a classroom. We pay them as they should be, but we pay them to be gone. But ultimately, we get a better customer experience because they're able to fix it right the first time. I think we shared that number yesterday.
It was like almost 94%.
That's right.
It's pretty good.
94% of the people that come in get their vehicle fixed right the first time. And that's amazing. It's world class. But it's because of the special tools that we invest in, the school we invest in, and the great people that we have. And the team leader. Liz does a great job, and so does Ron. But they understand that that's what we ultimately want too.
It's a key part of our culture is having a great service department.
Absolutely.
That's huge to the health of the dealership.
Absolutely. And if we do fall down, you can speak to one of the team leaders If that's not resolved, we have a general manager. If that's not resolved, we have a service director. If that's not resolved, there's always one of us around. So our customers are being heard. They're not just cast aside. Again, we're not perfect.
And we take feedback seriously, too.
We do. We try to make it better. If we're not learning from our mistakes, that's when you learn the most.
Agree. As Vin Scully once said, you learn more from losing than you do winning sometimes.
I would say that's very true. When we have a bad day, week, year, month, and it doesn't happen much, but when we do, you should pay attention because there's a reason.
There's something behind that.
Yep. And you react to it. If you don't react to it, then there's something wrong. You need to react, and we react and need to.
I think that's one of the strongest parts of our culture and our identity with our dealerships is when there are the times that we do lose, we react and we ask why, how can we get better, and take responsibility for it ultimately at the end of the day.
Absolutely. It's people that care, being transparent with the customers and just deliver a great experience. And they again, we've said culture many times, and that is the key.
And when the culture is good, it'll culminate in a dealer of the year.
Yeah. That's a result of
dealership of the year.
Yeah. And doing the right thing. That should happen if you're doing everything that you should be doing.
It's been cool to see the progression. I remember in some of my earliest memories were going through that showroom in Fox Lake with a lot of employees that are still with us today, and I get to work with them, so that's pretty cool. Not too many people can say that. Right? Yeah, not too many people can say that.
For me, that makes it most worthwhile is seeing you enjoy it as well.
Yeah. I loved yesterday. I like stuff like that. I like seeing people outside of the store and, how's it going? How's everything with your family, talking sports, TV shows, whatever, just in that environment. It's cool to see. It's cool to see. Be sure to stay connected, explore our inventory, schedule service, and learn more about everything happening at Ray Auto Group using the links below. Follow the podcast, join the conversation by liking, commenting, and sharing your thoughts. And as a listener of The Road Ahead, you'll receive a free oil change from Ray Chevrolet or Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Details are linked below. Follow Ray Chevrolet and Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on social media for updates, clips, tips, and future episodes. Thanks for listening to The Road Ahead. We'll see you next time.